you ever imagined what the Lakers' future would look like without LeBron James? It might sound like something distant, maybe even a bit scary for the fans who have witnessed the greatness of the LeBron era, but what everyone is thinking is undeniable. LeBron's legacy will one day come to an end. So the question arises, how will the Lakers rise again after the departure of one of the greatest legends in NBA history? The answer could lie in a strategic trade involving a young star who has the potential to change not only the Lakers but the entire configuration of the NBA in the coming years. And that star is Zion Williamson. Yes, Zion Williamson, the phenomenon from the New Orleans Pelicans, could be the key for the Lakers to not only survive the post-LeBron era but to also thrive. Now stop for a moment and imagine this scene. Zion Williamson playing alongside Luka Doncic, forming an explosive and absolutely devastating duo. Two of the biggest talents of the new generation united to dominate the league and transform the Lakers into a dynasty in the future. Is that possible? And more importantly, is it something the Lakers should seriously consider? Let's take a closer look at what this would mean for the franchise, for the players involved, and whether a trade for Zion is the right step for the Lakers. I know the idea of trading for Zion might seem a bit bold, maybe even risky, but once you start looking at the details, you begin to understand that this could be exactly what the Lakers need for their future. First, we need to talk about Zion Williamson as a player. Since his arrival in the NBA, Zion has been seen as one of the most promising athletes of all time. He has everything you could ask for in a basketball player: physical strength, agility, explosiveness, and impressive technical skill. If you go back in time and remember what he did in the NCAA, it was clear that Zion had the potential to transform any team he played for. However, as any basketball fan knows, things are not always that simple. Zion has been a player who, despite his enormous talent, has dealt with various obstacles throughout his short career. Injuries, weight issues, and of course, the pressure of being a superstar from the moment he was drafted, all of this has been part of his journey. However, this year seems to be a turning point. Zion is finally starting to hit his best physical shape. For those who had doubts about his durability, he is proving that, when properly prepared and healthy, he can be an unstoppable force on the court. He has been playing at a high level, with impressive averages in points, rebounds, and assists, and most importantly, he has shown that he can keep his health in check, something that has always been a big concern. This evolution of Zion is what makes the idea of a trade so attractive for the Lakers. But beyond the numbers, there is something crucial that the Lakers need to consider when thinking about bringing Zion to Los Angeles: how he would fit with the rest of the team, and especially with Luka Doncic, who is likely the future of the franchise. Let's be realistic, the Lakers, despite being a historic franchise, still rely on LeBron James to stay competitive in the short term. But what will happen when LeBron eventually leaves the league? If Zion replaced alongside Luka, the idea of a new Big Two starts to gain strength. Luka, who is already one of the most complete and talented superstars in the league, would greatly benefit from having Zion by his side, as he could add to the team's dynamic with his pick-and-roll ability, one of Luka's favorite plays. They would be a duo that is hard to stop, with Luka controlling the game and Zion being a physical force inside the paint, practically impossible to defend when healthy. One of the biggest concerns regarding Zion Williamson has always been his health. Throughout his short career, he has missed a significant number of games due to various injuries. While his dominance on the court is undeniable, his availability has been a question mark for teams considering building around him. The Lakers must weigh the risk of acquiring a player with such a history of injuries against the potential rewards of having him in peak condition. However, there's reason to believe Zion's injury issues may be improving. Over the past season, he has shown better conditioning, a more disciplined approach to his body, and commitment to staying on the court. If he can maintain this trajectory, he could become the game-changing player many expected him to be when he was drafted as the first overall pick. From a basketball perspective, Zion's playing style would bring a unique dynamic to the Lakers. His ability to attack the rim with unmatched explosiveness, combined with his underrated playmaking, would complement Luka Doncic's methodical and skillful offensive approach. Luka's high IQ basketball mind, paired with Zion's physicality, could create a balance that few teams could counter. A crucial factor in this equation is Anthony Davis. If the Lakers were to acquire Zion, how would he fit alongside Davis? Both players operate heavily in the paint, and while Davis has developed a respectable mid-range and three-point shot, spacing could become an issue. However, if Davis is willing to play more minutes at center, this could maximize Zion's effectiveness and create a defensive powerhouse. One potential scenario involves a trade package centered around young assets and draft picks. The Lakers would likely need to part with players such as Austin Reeves, Rui Hachimura, or other valuable rotation pieces to make a Zion trade work. Additionally, future first-round picks might be necessary to convince the Pelicans to part ways with their franchise cornerstone. It's also important to consider Zion's motivation in this potential move. Would he embrace the pressure and expectations that come with playing for the Lakers? Los Angeles is one of the most scrutinized franchises in all of sports, and some players thrive under that spotlight while others struggle. Zion would need to be fully committed to the challenge. Beyond basketball, the Lakers would also need to consider Zion's personality and leadership qualities. While he has been a quiet star so far in his career, stepping into a role as the future face of the Lakers would require a level of maturity and commitment that not all players are ready for. Could Zion handle the responsibilities of leading one of the most storied franchises in NBA history? A trade for Zion wouldn't just impact the Lakers roster, it would shake up the entire NBA landscape. The Western Conference is already stacked with elite teams, and if the Lakers pull off this move, it could create a power shift that forces other contenders to respond. Rival teams like the Denver Nuggets, Golden State Warriors, and Phoenix Suns would have to rethink their strategies to counter a potential Luka-Zion duo. Timing will be key. If the Lakers wait too long, Zion's value could skyrocket if he stays healthy and continues to dominate. On the other hand, if they move too quickly, they might overpay for a player who still has question marks surrounding his long-term durability. Finding the right moment to strike will be crucial for the Lakers' front office. LeBron James' presence adds another layer of complexity to the decision. If the Lakers acquire Zion while LeBron is still on the team, how does that affect their short-term goals? Would they be trying to maximize their chances at another championship with LeBron, or would they be shifting towards a post-LeBron future sooner than expected? Balancing these two objectives is no easy task. Financial flexibility will also play a major role in this decision. The Lakers have always been willing to spend big on stars, but salary cap limitations and luxury tax implications could impact their ability to build a deep, well-rounded roster around Zion and Luka. The front office will need to navigate this carefully to ensure they don't sacrifice depth for star power. The Pelicans' perspective is equally important in this equation. Would they be willing to part ways with Zion, and if so, what kind of return would they demand? New Orleans has invested heavily in him as the centerpiece of their franchise, but if they lose faith in his long-term availability, they might be open to a trade if the Lakers offer the right assets. The dynamic of pairing Zion with Luka Doncic cannot be overlooked. Both players bring different yet complementary skill sets to the table. Luka's ability to control the game with his vision and basketball IQ would benefit tremendously from Zion's physicality and ability to finish in the paint. Together, they would form a duo that could dominate the league for years to come. It would give the Lakers an offensive identity built on versatility and unpredictability, something that could give them the edge in the highly competitive Western Conference. Zion Williamson's explosive playing style has often drawn comparisons to other greats, but perhaps the most fitting comparison could be to LeBron James himself. While Zion is still in the early stages of his career, his blend of strength, agility, and court vision makes him a unique player in the league. If he can develop his skills and adapt to the demands of a team like the Lakers, he could eventually become the focal point around which the team revolves, much like LeBron did during his tenure in Los Angeles. One of the most exciting aspects of Zion's potential move to the Lakers is the impact it could have on the team's defensive scheme. Zion's ability to guard multiple positions, combined with Anthony Davis's shot-blocking ability, would give the Lakers one of the most formidable defensive frontcourts in the league. With both players capable of dominating the paint, opposing offenses would have a tough time navigating through the Lakers' defensive schemes. This defensive prowess could be the foundation for their future success. The Lakers' front office has shown time and again that they are willing to make bold moves to put the team in a position to win championships. This willingness to make big trades is part of what has made them one of the most successful franchises in NBA history. A trade for Zion would follow in the footsteps of previous moves that reshaped the team's future, such as the acquisition of Shaquille O'Neal or the trade for Anthony Davis. It's a gamble, but the payoff could be enormous if Zion can reach his full potential. If the Lakers were to land Zion, the impact would not only be felt on the court but also in the marketability of the team. With Zion's dynamic style of play and his larger-than-life presence, he could quickly become a global ambassador for the Lakers. His combination of talent and charisma would attract fans from around the world, adding a new layer of excitement and anticipation to the Lakers brand. This could result in increased revenue and a renewed interest in the team, helping to solidify their place as one of the NBA's premier franchises for years to come. The development of Zion's shooting game will be a critical aspect of his future success with the Lakers. While he has shown flashes of a reliable mid-range jumper, his ability to stretch the floor and hit three-pointers consistently will be vital to creating space for both himself and his teammates. If Zion can become a more versatile offensive player and develop a consistent perimeter shot, it would open up even more opportunities for the Lakers to maximize their offensive efficiency. The Lakers have a history of taking bold risks that pay off. From trading for Kareem Abdul-Jabbar to acquiring Shaquille O'Neal and later pulling off the blockbuster deal for Anthony Davis, the franchise has never been afraid to swing for the fences. If the front office believes Zion can stay healthy and reach his full potential, this could be the next big move in Lakers history. At the end of the day, the success of this move would depend on Zion's ability to deliver. If he stays healthy and plays at an elite level, the Lakers could be positioning themselves for another era of dominance. If not, they could find themselves stuck with an expensive, injury-prone player who doesn't live up to expectations. It's a gamble, but one with potentially massive rewards. For Lakers fans, the thought of a Zion-Luka pairing is both exciting and nerve-wracking. It's a move that could define the next decade of the franchise, either as a brilliant stroke of genius or a costly mistake. One thing is certain: if the Lakers are serious about building a dynasty after LeBron, they will need to take some risks. Whether Zion Williamson is the right risk remains to be seen.